What's going on, guys? This is Nas of the Josh and Nas Show. We want to welcome you to episode 9. This time we're switching up, doing a little bit different. You know, you've been getting a lot of masculinity, a lot of testosterone from the Josh and Nas Show, so we had to bring you something different, bring you something powerful. A little estrogen in the conversation, kind of get a real powerful woman. And no, this is somebody that's actually real special to me. She has a lot going on. This is Josh's first time actually getting to speak to this particular woman. She goes by the name of LSherie. She operates the LSherieAlert.com, which is, a fantastic site. She's going to give you all the details about it. But I do have her on the line. Josh, are you ready for this?
Oh, man, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. From what you told me and from what I've known through bits and pieces, this is a very powerful woman. And the conversation we just had a couple of minutes ago, I know this is going to be a really, really good one. And I'm glad to finally get a very powerful female voice on here. You know what I mean? I know if we have a female audience, you know what I mean, this is going to be very special to them as well. And, to give you insight on what, women are doing nowadays and what they're getting into and how powerful it's, basically starting to become. So, Nas, go ahead, man. Let it rip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, this is something powerful. And LSherie, are you there?
I'm here, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing
good,
well.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
So, now you kind of been following the Josh and Nas show here, since day one. You've been there kind of behind the scenes, watching how things have developed. So, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to have a platform for you to speak on, and I know you're excited to share. So,
yes.
I know they can kind of feel my energy and me getting excited. So go ahead and just give them your background of LSherie, what you're doing, and a little bit why you're doing it. We're going to go ahead and kind of pick your mind apart.
Let it rip.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let me just thank you both for allowing me to be on the show. I'm super excited, and as you were saying earlier, I have been listening, I have been paying attention, and you guys have so much passion, so much fire behind the things that you're saying, what you're putting out, and how you're inspiring people to live their dreams and to push forward with their passions. And that's everything that I'm about. That's what the LSherie Alert is about. And just to give you a little bit of background of who I am just this little country girl in Mississippi who started a business from a dream. And I don't mean Martin Luther King dream. I mean a real dream. I was asleep, woke up, screaming, calling my parents like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And, I mean, that fire behind that dream, it was just so real, and I just had to do it. And something inside of me was like, you got to do it. You got to push it. And I've always been that behind-the-scenes person. I've always been that person who was pushing someone else forward and helping them build their brands and build their dreams. And with this, it was different. It was something about the dream that just kept tugging at me. And I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it. I never step out in the front, but, hey, it's time to swallow it and let it go. And so that was just something I had to do. And I'll say about a little over 2 years ago, I started the LSherie Alert. What is it? It's basically a positive media platform. It's all things positive, where I get a chance to share stories from celebrities and everyday people around the country and eventually around the world. They get a chance to share their stories with you and with me, and they inspire, encourage, and ignite fire in others who's paying attention, who's listening, and who's reading the articles. They get a chance to see what it was like to be in their shoes and realize they're not alone. Everybody don't start off with a winning team. Everyone doesn't start off with that idea that just ignites immediately and just money falls from the sky. It doesn't happen like that. And so I get a chance to share those stories, especially from the celebrities, because it's so powerful. And you get to see when they first started and how they had this passion and they worked hard to get where they are today. And they get a chance to share that. And it's very humbling. So, that part is just, it helps me, but it also helps everyone else. So that's one part of it. The other part of the LSherie Alert is allowing businesses, it gives businesses a platform. You may have a business or just maybe starting out in business, but I'm a big networker. People here I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, and they call me the connector, because what I love to do and what I wholeheartedly believe in is real, true networking. And so what I do is these businesses and these brands from all over the country. They join the LSherie Alert. They get their platform on the LSherie Alert where they get to express their business and share with other members across the country. And then I make it accessible where they can network with each other and build partnerships and participate and support. And so that's kind of what the LSherie Alert is in a nutshell. There's so much more that I do, and I participate in events and everything, but you'll have to get a chance to go to my website and get the full glimpse, the full glass full of what I'm doing. But that's what I'm doing, and as far as how I got started, like I said, it was a dream. I saw myself on red carpets interviewing everyone from celebrities to your mom and your pops on the street. And it was something that just ignited inside of me, and I was like, I have to do it. And you know how dreams flash and flicker, and you're not always in the same place, but it was very clear, the message was very clear what I was supposed to do. And from that dream, and guys, I don't remember half the stuff that I do. My memory is terrible. I need to take some pills for it. But I don't remember anything, especially from my dreams. But this was the one thing that stood out and has stuck with me and has become a major part of my brand. And that is, you don't have to be famous to be relevant. Do something positive. And that is my tagline. That's what I live by. That's what I tell people. I treat the celebrities that I get in touch with just like I treat my friends, just like I treat everyday people that I come across. I don't treat them any differently, and they respect me for it. And because I'm not digging for dirt on them, they love to be on the LSherie Alert. So I push forward with my dreams, and no matter what anybody would say, you're going to have your doubters, especially those people who claim to be your friends. You're going to have people who doubt you. You're going to have people who whisper behind your back and say, oh, they think they're this and they think they're that. They got their name stamped on something. Well, you can tell them, yeah, I am. I am somebody. You're here on purpose. You have a reason on this earth to spread your gifts, to spread your talents. You're not here to just take up space and air and opportunity. You are here to do something with your life. And that's one of the things that I push with my members, with people that I come in contact with the students that I speak in front of. I let them know that you're here on purpose. You have a reason for being on this earth, and it's not just playing on Facebook. It's not just finding out what the next person is doing or gossiping. No, you have a real purpose, and that's what I'm about. That's what the LSherie Alert is about, and that's what I'm doing every day, is pushing people to find their why, to find their purpose, and to be driven and do something about it, and don't just wait for somebody to make something else happen for them. So I have a story. I'll talk all day. Somebody better ask me a question, because I will talk all night.
All right, I got a question, because that's, yeah. All right, so I just want to know, what do you think is, why do you think it's so important or so imperative for women to actually step into positions like you're doing now, even on a micro or even on a macro level? You know what I mean? I know this subject has probably been touched.
Important. Yeah, it's very important. And one is because, for eons, women have been behind the scenes. Women have been, less than men. I mean, let's just be real. Women aren't they're not put on the same pedestal as men. And it's sad because, I no offense to you guys, but we are very intelligent beings. We have the capacity to do so much. Yes, you guys are the strength. You are the backbone, but we are everything else. So, it's so important for women to understand who they are and to take a stand, not just for equality, but for saying, hey, I'm relevant. I have a gift. I have a talent. I can make things happen. I can change my community around for the better. I can do this. I can do that. I don't have to just, sit behind the scenes and watch the man do everything. I can strap on my boots and walk on the street and do what I need to do as well. There's a lot of women that are afraid because they feel inferior of men. And I love and respect men. However, I know who I am. And I know that it's important for me to do what I know God has given me to do. It's very important because I feel like if I wasn't doing the things that I'm doing now, I would be not just less a woman, but less a human. less, a being that God placed on this earth to do something to spread his gospel through my gifts and through my talent. And so I really feel like it's important for women to step out and not be afraid. Don't be afraid. You have so much to offer. You have so much to give. You have a powerful voice, and it needs to be heard. And not only will you inspire and encourage other women, you're actually going to inspire and encourage other men to stand by you. And that's what we need. We need to be able to stick together and uplift each other, man or woman.
So, with that being said, and I know you have a really strong position as far as what you do, especially being able to empower the woman in the world to really move forward. Now, with the LSherie Alert, of course, started from a dream, and that dream has developed into over 2 years of a business. What are some of the highlights of actually going forward with that dream? Like, I know just being an entrepreneur, it's the ability to create something from nothing, the ability to be able to push forward through, like, the downs. But through these 2 years in business, why are you glad that you stepped into that person, to that power? What's been some of the highlights of that?
Well, one of the highlights has been finding out who I really am. You always think, I'm just going to be real, I'm 32 years old. And I've always thought I was supposed to do something awesome, something spectacular, but I never knew what that was because I was one of those people who could just do everything, but I never knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I guess God just kind of was like, look, I'm just going to have to give it to you because you're not paying attention, so I'm just going to have to make it plain. But one of the highlights was finding who I really am through this process, through, trying to figure out how do I get my LLC, how do I get people to receive what it is that I'm putting out, to accept it, to support it. That was a journey, and it still is a journey. I mean, a lot of small businesses, especially women-owned businesses, it takes close to about 5 years before really jumping off. And if you really want to get successful, it may even take longer. So it's been a process, and it's helped me figure out who I really am, what I truly stand for, and what I'm going to do with my life, and how I'm going to use this as a platform to change my community, my state, and communities and states around me, and as well as other people, and help them to find themselves. So I think that's been the biggest highlight. And aside from the millions, I'm saying millions, I'm super exaggerating, but the tons of people who email me, text me, or call me and tell me, and these are a lot of people that I don't even know, and they're telling me how inspired they are for me stepping out. I've inspired them by stepping out and doing something that hasn't been done, by doing something that, there was no blueprint for. And so I feel that has been another big highlight for me starting my own business, because I know I'm on the right track when I'm getting emails and calls and text messages when people are saying, thank you so much for putting this information out. Thank you so much for inspiring me every day. I love reading your posts. I love listening to your videos and watching your videos. I love reading your articles because they're so empowering and they're so inspiring, and they help me to realize that I need to get up and do something that I've always been afraid of doing. I'm just going to go do it. And that feels so good to me. So I would say those are like my highlights.
Okay. Well, I just want to, before you ask your question, Josh, I know you got one. I just want to jump in and just explain that this is kind of her background is kind of like a Gary Vee with more social media type, as far as like the hustle, be able to bring the traditional hustle to the internet, and then allow what she knows about that to push other people's business, especially through social media. So for those, and I know the audience is kind of a mix, just entrepreneurs, network marketers, and a lot of internet marketers. This is kind of all that in one person is what's going on right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make sure that the people listening understood that, because I know we're really pulling from the network marketing, internet marketing background, just how this connects into the hustle and the entrepreneur and the network marketer.
Yes, and that's very important. People don't understand Facebook. They don't understand Twitter. They don't understand social media. A lot of people are just getting on there and just posting stuff all crazy. Like, And that's one of the things that I try to work with my members, the other businesses and brands they're trying to build up, and I'm explaining to them the importance of knowing what kind of information to post, and getting connected with groups, especially on Facebook. Facebook is like your biggest market. You want to really push it. You want to really understand it. And that's one of the things that I do kind of behind the scenes with my members, is help them understand social media and how to get more followers, more likes, more pulls, more readership for their websites and things of that nature. You want more, basically building your clientele. And that's something that I continue to learn as well. That learning never stops. It's not just, posting something random. Be strategic about it. You have, especially when you have a business, know what you're doing, know who you're trying to target. There's just so much, and I could literally go on forever on it, but there's so much that I do behind the scenes with my members. But basically, putting out the information is all through social media. I use like the top 5 social media networks, and I push every ounce of information from not just the LSherie alert in general, but those members, so that people are getting to know who they are and constantly reminding them to support them. Again, that's going back to that network and building a network where people can come to me and say, hey, I saw this business on your website. Do you think they'll be able to do this, this, and that? Or I would love to hire them for this or for that. And that's something that feels really good, because I know that what I'm doing is working. And it's really just using the social media in a clever way, just really understanding what Facebook is about, with Twitter and Instagram. Use it to your advantage. It's free. And then kill the mess out of it, especially the parts that are free. And then when you have the little extra money, put some money behind it. You have to invest in yourself in order to get something out. You can't just expect to be able to do everything free all the time and not get anything. You've got to put some kind of investment in yourself. And because clearly, let's just be honest, if you can't invest in yourself, why would you expect someone else to invest in you?
Wow, powerful stuff. My question is basically, why this business? Why business, and then why this particular business? Why not, get into something else?
Well, I kind of didn't choose it. My background, seriously, my background is, I literally have fallen into everything. Everything that's on the website, everything that's the LSherie alert, I literally fell into it. I transferred from Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois, to Jackson State University. And while on campus at JSU, I was working as a work study student for WJSU, which is a National Public Radio syndicated show or station. And so I had, I'm just pushing papers now. And one lady decides to not do her show that night. So the music director is like, hey, you got to do a show. And I'm like, what? I'm just pushing paper. I know nothing about radio. Well, apparently I do, because when I got on that mic, I must have been a natural. It's like, how Beyonce has that Sasha Fierce thing on, she changes into somebody else. That was totally me. I got on that mic, and I was like, this is LSherie, and you're tuned into smooth jazz. And it was awesome. And
that sounds great.
So it was really dope. And, I got fans. That was the crazy part. Like a college student, I got fans over a radio show. Nobody really knew who I was at the time. And then I found out later that some of the communication students had to actually listen to my show to learn how to speak. And I thought that was so funny, because I didn't know what I was going to be doing with my life. My major was business administration, and I chose it because I was like, I can do everything. I don't know which one to pick. So this is just as general as I'm going to get. I might as well just pick this, get a degree, and just find me a job, because I didn't know. I didn't know what I had in me. And so that was funny. Then
so this kind of unlocked that potential in you then. Well,
yeah, it was literally like a domino effect. When that happened, somebody tricked me into joining a group called American Marketing Association. I hadn't done any marketing. I didn't really know what it was about. I was just like, hey, if you're gonna be there, then cool, I'll join too. Found out he was lying. He wasn't even in the group. He was trying to set me up. And I run my mouth in there, and I'm like, hey, you guys ever thought about, raising money for your events and raising money for going on your conferences instead of begging folks for money. Let's put this cool event together. And they looked at me and was like, okay, you're going to be our son's development director. What? I raised tons of money that year. And
wow.
it's literally just, when I say unlock, that led to something else. And because of my leadership in that role, the professors took me to lunch. What professors, taking the students to lunch? They took me to lunch and were like, you're going to be president of AMA. What? So I ended up being the second president of American Marketing Association. And with all that stuff, y'all, I kid you not, like I said, domino effect. People just flocked to me. Everybody wanted me on their team. I got on this J. Lee Productions. It's this play page and film company. I started working with J. Lee, and everybody wanted me. Then I started working with Jay Boland, who's a fashion stylist, and he does it for a lot of the celebrities. I started working for his magazine, writing articles, because he had me on the spur of the moment interviewing a celebrity, and I'd never done that before. Found out, hey, I'm kind of good at this too. So it literally was, I really didn't choose it. It was like God literally led me in a path and got me connected with all these random people whom I became friends with, business partners, whatever, and it just really helped me see who I was. It was like, man, if I knew who I was back in high school, man, I'd probably have some money right now. But it's amazing to me how it all happened, and I'm excited and I'm grateful for the journey, because every little thing that I kind of fell into, it taught me and just basically built me up for the next phase of my life. And literally, it built me up for what I'm doing now.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. That is crazy.
It's a lot different than y'all used to hearing, huh? A lot different interview, but like Josh said, we had to bring a little different flavor for the other listeners and making sure we give you guys a little something. Now with what you're doing, LSherie, and with the LSherieAlert.com, what are some of the things you do mentally to gear up for that? Because being an entrepreneur, no matter what field, whether it's a traditional brick and mortar business, where it's an online business, it has its ups and downs. It fluctuates. Money comes in sometimes it slows down. So, clients that this way, when you're offering a product or service, you have those issues. What's been some of the things that you do on a daily to really push through that, and what keeps you strong to your business, aside from just knowing that you had that call? What keeps you strong and pushing forward?
I'm a faithful person. I pray continuously. I pray because I feel like, I know God got my back. And one of the reasons why I say that is because he gave it to me. Like, I didn't come up with this. Literally, the LSherie Alert was a joke. Because, okay, I told you guys about the dream, but I didn't tell y'all how I got up. And I was like, people were bugging me because they think I know everything. And I put it out on Facebook. I said, since y'all know everything, here are my top events for this weekend. Check them out. This is the LSherie Alert. Sparked a fire. Literally sparked a fire. People asking me constantly, what is the LSherie Alert? When do you have a website? And I'm like, no, this was kind of a joke. I was trying to be a smart aleck, but website coming soon. So it was like, from that point on, I have been literally, I pray for guidance. I pray for wisdom, because you got to have wisdom when you're putting together something of a business or anything that you're putting yourself into. You need to pray for wisdom, because you don't want to get connected to the wrong kind of people. You don't want to put out something that's going to be hurtful or harmful or just not creative or not done in a good manner, or just totally crazy or whack. You don't want to do that. You want to put a product out that people are going to admire. You want to put a product out that people will want to share. And let me tell you, you may not have 100,000 likes. You may not have 1 million followers, but you better believe people know what you're doing. When you have a good product, people know what you're doing. And I look at myself as an underdog, because I'm one of those who don't have 1 million followers or 100,000 likes. but everywhere I go, people know who I am. And I find that just fascinating. But that's because of my faith, and I'm never stopping. I never quit. And it gets hard, y'all. I am the LSherie alert. I am the team. It's just me. People, with all that I'm doing, if you go on my website, you're going to think I have a team. No, it is just me. I do my own graphics. I update my own website. I do my own interviews. I write my own articles. I post my own videos. I do everything. And half the time, I create images and flyers for some of the members. I do a lot. I post all my stuff every single day, from sun up to sundown. I try to go to as many events as I can and record them and report on them as much as I can. I do everything. And you can only imagine how much stress that is mentally, because you're constantly trying to put something out of quality. You're constantly trying to make sure that people understand what you're doing and that your members are being elevated to where they need to grow, to where their clientele is escalating. You're doing everything in your power, but it takes a toll. So a lot of what I'm doing is I pray, and when I get down to where I feel like I'm not producing like I should be, that's probably because I pulled so much from myself. I poured so much out of myself. It's time for me now to suck in. And what I mean by that is I go read. I found me a good book. One of the books that I'm reading right now is by T.D. Jakes, Instinct. Oh, my God, that has helped me so much. It pours so much back into my spirit, and it helps me to realize, okay, you have an instinct to do this, you have an instinct to do that. You can't do it all at one time. You got to take a break. You got to feed your mind mentally. You got to feed yourself. You got to stay healthy. You can't just all day, all night. People tell me, yeah, I'm team no sleep. That's crazy. Let me tell you something. You're going to hurt yourself not going to get any rest. That's just you're breaking yourself down mentally, and you're breaking yourself down physically. Don't think that team no sleep is the way to go, because without proper rest and taking care of yourself, you can't put out the quality work that you're supposed to be putting out. Because a lot of times when I'm resting, a lot of times when I'm praying and when I'm reading, that's when my ideas just pop. Literally, I kid you not. I can be asleep and have a full-blown idea of a whole new project that I'm going to do for the LSherie alert. And it's brilliant. And I can even have ideas for my members, and I'll email them and say, hey, I thought about this. You might want to try this to help boost your rating. So it's very, I try to make sure that I get enough rest. I try to make sure that I'm feeding back into my spirit, and I pray. I pray. And then I eliminate negative people. I have no time for toxic relationships. If you have toxic relationships, get rid of them now, because it's only going to make those worrisome times, those slow moments in your business, they're going to make it worse. So get rid of toxic people, pray, rest, take care of yourself, and feed back into your spirit. Read, find a mentor. Do things like that that'll help you stay at your top level.
That's beast. See, and this is what I was talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, and I always say that, this is what I'm talking about. It's like a catchphrase coming out now. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. But, you know, because I say that because it's like, you know, successful people have a sort of way that they go about doing, like, you know, they have a routine. You know what I mean? And I want you to elaborate what your day-to-day looks like. You know what I mean? To give people a kind of, like, if you do go there's a routine where you, like, I wake up, I sleep, I pray, you know what I'm saying? Just give us an idea of what you go through daily to get yourself into the groove.
Okay. I wake up. Thank God. I wake up. I'll say a prayer. And, you know, and one of the things that I pray about is basically I thank God for my members. I thank God for my supporters. And I ask God to bless each and every member and supporter. Give them unimaginable favor, because they didn't have to support me. So that's one of the things. I'm very grateful for my business, but I'm very, very grateful for those who support it.
And you make sure to do this every day.
Yes, I make sure I do that every day. That's important to me, because I don't ever want people to think that LSherie is one of those people, she's evolving, everybody knows her, and she thinks she's this, she thinks she's that, and but no, I do not.
Reputation matters a lot to you.
Right. So I pray, and I thank God for everything, and then I get right on the computer. And half time, because I can do a lot of my things on my phone, so I get on my phone and I start posting. I put out my inspiration quote for the day, and it's just normally something that I may have had a dream about, or something that came to me while I was asleep, or something that just came to me while I was praying, and I post that. And once I post that, I start going through each of my members and seeing what they got going on, what needs to be pushed as far as promotion. And I start posting all of that. And I post information that will go out ranging between 8:30 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. every single day, well, Monday through Friday, and then from 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. on the weekend. And so all of that is done in the morning. Once I finish doing all of that, I go on my website, I check my Google Analytics, I look and see what I did wrong, what I did right, what I need to improve on, who I need to contact. I do email blast to my members, letting them know, hey, it's a new day, you got updates, send them to me so we can get them out. I make sure I stay in constant communication with my members and my subscribers, because the whole thing with them is I'm letting them know what I'm doing, and I want to know what they're doing. I want to make sure that they're getting support and that they're networking. I get on Facebook. Facebook for everybody is playtime. For me, it's work, but it's fun. I love what I do, so don't misunderstand. I absolutely love what I do. So I get on my Facebook. I check messages on there. I get on my Twitter. I check responses or messages on there, and I even get on Pinterest to see who likes some of my photos, because I link stuff from my website to Pinterest as well. I use every avenue I possibly can to make sure that people know who I am, know what the LSherie alert is, and know my members and get connected with them. So I do that, and then I call people. I make sure that I'm following up on upcoming exclusives with celebrities, contacting publicists and things of that nature, contacting or follow up on people that I've done interviews with, to make sure I've got everything running. I have contributors now who do a lot of my video. I follow with them, make sure we don't have a video that needs to go out. It's just a lot of different things. But before I do all of that, before I actually get into my daily routine, I do a to-do list. I write down every single thing that needs to be done. And it's my happy time. It does something to my spirit to be able to check all that stuff off. This kind of sound like a nerd, but I just it makes me able to check that stuff off. So and plus it keeps me on track for what I need to get done and help me to stay focused. So it's constantly posting, constantly looking for potential clients, constantly spreading what I like to call my gospel of you don't have to be famous to be relevant. I'm constantly putting that message out so that people understand, only 5 people might know you, but I bet those 5 people feel like you're very relevant to those 5 people. You're very important to their life, So it doesn't matter who knows you. It doesn't matter, if you're on TV or if you, okay, I'm just going to say this, and it's real funny. They call it, in Jackson, they call you a Jewelebrity. If you're, a celebrity just in the city, you're known as a Jewelebrity. I said, please don't ever call me that. That's not what I'm trying to be. Okay? What I'm trying to do is actually impact people's lives. I'm really trying to help people build their brand, find out who they are, and push their passion. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people to understand that all this negative mess that happens on Love and Hip Hop, all this negative mess on, Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that other mess, all that stuff, that is just foolery. That's foolery. It doesn't make you famous, and people aren't praising you.
You're not a fan of reality television.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I watch that's some good comedy. That is some good comedy, and when I need to relax and release, I watch that stuff because it's funny to me. But, you have kids and people who are impressionable who think that that's life right there. They think that's living, and that's sad because it's not. a lot of things, some of the things they're doing is cool, but some of the things that they're doing is showing out and acting a fool and stuff like that. It's not cool. It's not attractive. It could damage potential relationships in the future. It's more to life than showing your behind on TV. It's more to life than that. Have a purpose, find out what that is. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Find out what your purpose and your goal in life is. So I push hard to every single day put out that to-do list, make sure that I'm following up with what I need to follow up with. I critique myself. I'm pretty bad on myself, pretty hard on myself, but it's because there's so much more I feel like I should be doing, and I'm always pushing and working towards that goal.
Yeah, bro. I know LSherie on a personal level, guys, and what she's saying, this is what she really does every single day. It's not a day that goes by. She puts everything after her business. Everything comes after her business, aside from God, family, but everything is after her business. She's going to make sure that the people that have paid her for her service, for what she does, she's going to make sure that she over-delivers on every single person, and then making sure she's doing what she has to do to keep herself together, to keep her brand together, make sure she's representing her brand, because she's looking at the long-term effects that every single day work has on it. She understands that the things that she's doing right now may not develop 6 months, 12 months, 2 years down the road, but she knows that the groundwork is in there now, the hustle is in there now, and it has no choice but to blossom. And that's powerful, coming from, you hear, like I said, you've been hearing a lot of testosterone, you've been hearing that a lot from males on the Josh and I show. To hear this from a woman, and I'm telling you, just like I speak here, it's all truth to this, and it's passion behind it. And that's what's important for what you're doing. And, Josh, I kind of get on my little rants, and this is just one of those that, stepping into who you are, stepping out and away from what you're not, and really embracing the future and where you can go and how many people you can help get to where they need to go. It's something that a lot of people aren't willing to do because of the weight that it puts on you. You have to be somebody strong to build a business, to build a brand, to build a future. Because if you're building a business, if you're an entrepreneur, you have something that you're selling, that product or service has to solve the problem of the consumer consuming that product or service. So if you're pushing it and you're solving problems, you have to make sure that you're building yourself up for the long run. You're not just building yourself up for the quick cash. You're doing what you say that you're going to do, delivering on it, over-delivering on it, so that you can continue to help more people. More people will continue to follow your brand, and your business can be built for longevity.
Right. That's exactly what I really I say preach because I feel like a preacher sometimes. That's really what I preach to the members, and understanding that importance. And I'll talk to people before, they become my clients, and I've turned some down. I know that's money, but I don't want to have to go out and I don't want to kill myself because you just want to hurry up and make a quick $100,000 and you think that's what you're going to do in the next 6 months. No, that's not how that works. It does not work like that. When you're truly trying to build something for longevity, for a long term, because what I'm doing, this is going to eventually grow into something worldwide. I put my name, I put my stamp, I put my hand all over that because I know what I was giving was by God. This was something I'm supposed to do, and I'm reaching people in corners of this country that I have never, ever met. Half of my members I've never seen before. Half of them I've never seen before, and that's how I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm on the right track. But then you have people who are trying to build businesses because they see someone else do it, and they think they're going to get a quick buck from it. It doesn't work like that. You don't have the heart, you don't have the passion, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have that training, you don't have the experience. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. You might get some money real quick, but you just believe as quick as you got it, you can lose it. And that's why I'm taking so much pride in building. I'm still in my building phase. I'm only 2 years old. Still in my building phase. And so I know that I have a long road to go, but I know I am getting there because of the powerful brand that I've built, the powerful brand that I am continuing to build. It is touching people. It is truly touching people. And I'm so
this is a
excited.
lifetime type of thing.
Yes. No, this is not, because the LSherie Alert won't just be a website. It's going to be a lot more to the LSherie Alert.
We're talking TV shows. We're talking.
You're going to see me on red carpets at these major events. You're going to see me in movies. You're going to see me on major talk shows. You're going to see the LSherie Alert. This is not something I just thought, I'm going to do a little blog and hear that. No. This is real. And I know it is. I feel it with every fiber of my being. That dream, I don't take that with a grain of salt at all. Like, that, this is going to be big. But I have to feel it.
One second, Nas, you probably, you know what I'm saying, witnessing this every day. You must be in awe. You know what I mean? You must be like, damn, dude, I got the girl of the, you know what I'm saying? I got the girl of the century right here, bro. And I call her mine, like, I'm so lucky.
Being honest, this is why I had to start beasting. This is why I had to start, seriously. Like, how do you stand beside this and, you know, stand beside this?
And be mad whack in the corner, like, yeah.
So, how she doing this? And you talk to her daddy, like, yeah, you know, I'm chilling. You know, no, it doesn't work like that. So it really made me step up and step out. And it really has a lot to do with what I'm doing today. Like, we're able to work together with me being the internet marketer, the network marketer, and so much more behind the scenes. It really allowed me to more. We're able to share ideas back and forth. She's able to help me, you know, tweak things. I'm able to help her adjust and move things, bounce ideas. So it's really, really a big deal. Like, most people wouldn't understand how much of a role how much influence she's had with everything I'm doing. But it's because of her daily routines, because of her daily push. You know, not being afraid of being told no, not being afraid of being let down, using that fuel of those days that do and will come to push forward. And, bro, that has made me step up, for real.
Wow, that must be a tandem back now. That must be so much energy exploring now that they're probably calling fire departments every single day, bro. That's ridiculous. They're like, you know, the joint's on fire, man. These kids in there, man, they're just blowing up with so much energy.
Dude, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, man. And you know, just Mississippi. You know, we're both from here in Mississippi. We're both stay in Jackson, Mississippi, capital city here. And you know, you're in big time New York, Josh. So when you hear Mississippi, like, it don't really make you even really think. You're like, Mississippi, what's that?
I think of the river. Say that.
Right. And probably you don't even think of the part that's in Mississippi. You think of the part that's up north somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So being able to build something here, bro, it's like being the underdog becomes like a high. Like, you want to stay the underdog as long as you can, so that when you blow, it's 10 times bigger. Like, it's a adrenaline rush almost to know. Like, I made decisions in building what I'm building with, like, the model and everything, to specifically not work with particular people here in my market, because I want to build something from the ground up. And I didn't want anybody being able to say this is what they did. And if they can't take it from me, they can't take it from her, they can't take it from you, Jack. Guys, the people listening, if you build something from the ground up, they will not be able to take it from you. And for some reason, if they do, you'll be able to build it again, bigger and stronger, and be able to even teach somebody else how to do the same thing. Josh, the energy that be like around when we're doing stuff, like it'll be like we'll be both sitting on the couch with laptops for hours.
That's the best working. Fun.
And it's fun. We enjoy doing it. And
wow,
you know,
that's sexy. That's like a hot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this is like saying, like, network marketers are into the market fantasizing about, like, having that, you know, saying that, you know, that significant other doing the same thing you're doing. You're like, yeah, dude, you know what I mean? Like, there's no that negativity, like, come on, why are you doing that? We should be going out working jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's, wow, dude. Go ahead. Like, I think it's really hot. Like, I'm mad, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I can't wait till you meet, like, when I come up to New York, she's going to come with me, bro, because she, like, you know, I talk to you
y'all coming to New York?
day, yeah, bro. I talk to you every single day, and half the time I'm talking to you, she's somewhere around, she's in the background, or I just got a phone with her or something. So she's always hearing Josh, you know, most of the time you're on speakerphone, so she's laughing at your accent, you know, they just...
Yeah, I am.
So, you know,
I just want to say, look, I have a, you know what I mean, I'm very animated sometimes, so, you know, just in case, you know what I mean, you get kind of like, wow, man, this guy, like, what the hell's wrong with him?
I
Like,
do.
coke
I'm
or something?
What is this dude on? I'm like, what is he on? But he's full of energy. He's full of energy. So, like, yeah, I laugh. It's funny, but it's good to be around somebody and to be able to bounce ideas off someone who is just as passionate as you are. And it may sound, because I get animated. Don't get me wrong. I get real animated.
No, we witnessed a little bit, yeah.
Okay. I get real animated, but it's like, you know, even people that I'm around, or people that I know or know me or whatever, and like somebody, I can be sitting in a meeting and we could be discussing an event, and I can pop off ideas just for no reason, just pop off ideas. And, you know, people will be talking, I'm like, ooh, I got an idea. And then I'll jump around in my chair, and I'm like, Sheree, what's going on? I said, girl, I just came up with an idea. So it's like, you know, and then I write down right quick and then pass it around like we in school. So I know how that feels. And so I'm laughing because it's just funny, but, you know, because your accent. But it's funny because... it's
like the way I
say
water, right? It's like water.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But okay. So... So, no, but seriously, I think it's great. And like I mentioned earlier in the show about, you know, getting rid of toxic relationships and surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded. Get around with people who know more than you do. You know, and that's always helps. When you surround yourself by people who are more knowledgeable, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You're the smartest person in the room, you need to pick another room because you're not going to elevate at all.
Right.
So, you know, that's one of the things that I've realized it's always been kind of common sense to me. Because I'm like, if I'm the smartest person, but I'm trying to learn more, they can't teach me anything. Next. You know, so it's not being mean. It's not being rude. But when you're serious about building your brand from the ground up,
and developing yourself.
Yes, you want to attach yourself to people who are knowledgeable, especially in areas that you're trying to understand. You definitely want to do that. So, I mean, I love bouncing off ideas with Nas. I love that because, you know, like I said, I am my team. I am the LSherie alert. So I can't always get everything right. I can't always think of everything. There's going to be something that I miss. So he may see it and be like, Sheree, you need to change this, or you need to focus on that, or you need to move over here, or you need to let that go, or you need to continue to do more on here. And so that's helpful for me. And having somebody, whether it's significant other or not, just having somebody who gets you and who actually want to see you succeed, you know, not somebody who's trying to, you know, get information and try to run off and do it themselves. But you know what? That's the best form of flattery. If somebody's trying to steal your idea, understand that it came from you and they can't do it like you.
Right.
So don't get frustrated. Don't get upset. Just smile and be like, ooh, they admire me. Because you're doing something that somebody else is like, well, I think I can do that too. That's the best form of flattery. But overall, just get around some people who are like-minded and people who want to see you succeed. And we were actually at a friend's house last night, and that's all I see. That's all I would see around the room, each of us truly wanting and truly pushing each other to succeed. And that's a beautiful thing because you don't get that a lot. You know, you're going to get people who are going to be jealous of you. It's not like that in our crew. We pushing and elevating each other. And that's one of the things that I truly push and I truly try to get people to understand is, you know, get rid of those toxic relationships. Get rid of it.
So this has been great.
Yeah.
This is great. This is way better than I expected. It's good, but this is...
It was the reason why I didn't give you a whole lot of background on what she did, because I wanted to be, you know, some interest to you, too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't realize, you know what I'm saying, like, I knew she was doing her own thing. I knew she was, like, killing it and, like, you know what I'm saying, getting into business and stuff. But I was like, you know, I didn't really know anything until she started speaking. I was like, wow, this woman is ridiculously. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And this is just, you know, this is just, you know what I mean? I can only imagine the amount of other women who are also doing their thing out there just like this, you know what I mean? Going out there, killing it, and just, you know, trying to structure their lives and, you know, do the best that they can do with their abilities. And you showcasing it now, you know what I mean? And it just, I know I know you're going to go ridiculously far. I know you are. And my last question is probably, this is going to be you know, what's the overreaching goal? What's the final destination if you have one? Or is it just kind of like, you know, wherever the flow takes me?
Well, it's a little bit of mix. There really isn't a final destination because I don't know exactly where God is taking me. And like I said, I always pray for guidance and that, you know, He shows me what He wants me to do next. But I know I've already been shown, I've already seen the vision of parts of where I'm going, and I'm sure that's just the beginning. You know, I'm sure that's just the beginning of me, like I was saying earlier, being on talk shows, being able to share my story and helping others to share their story, building up communities with positive attributes all over the place. It's just so much that I'm doing, so much that I'm working towards as far as really building up my brand, and so that people understand that when they see the LSherie Alert, they see nothing but positivity. They see nothing but true network. They see a connection like no other organization. It's not just somebody on here blogging and sharing stories. It's about people branding, people using it as a platform to be seen, to be heard. It's also about, you know, getting connected and understanding the true meaning of support and networking. That's what I want. So only God knows where it's headed. I just know I'm just trying to get there.
Wow. Ridiculously powerful, bro. Nas, you got anything else to add, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah. LSherie, I want you to just let them know exactly how they can connect with you on social media and where they need to go. So, of course, view this episode not only on JoshandNasShow.com/show, but also where else can they go?
Definitely, once the show is up and running, definitely on the LSherieAlert.com. Please check out the LSherie Alert. That's TheLSherie Alert, ALERT.com. The LSherieAlert.com. Check it out. Check out the businesses, the members, the indie music challenges, the major events that I'm involved in, and also, of course, the inspiring articles. And you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at LSherie. Let's see, where else am I? If you have any questions, you want me to talk to you a little bit about your business, or, you know, you want to figure out how can you be a part of the LSherie Alert, you can email me at TheLSherieAlert@gmail.com.
All right. Well, that was something different for you guys. Episode 9, the Josh and Nas Show, man. Something different for you guys. I know you're gonna love it. Y'all be sure to give us your feedback. Don't be scared. You know, share, like.
Comment. Yeah.
You know,
let us know what
you
think.
Yeah, what you think. You know, where you want the show to go, as far as who you like to hear on there, and different things like that. Just let us know any type of feedback. You know, if we just completely suck, just let us know. We want to hear from you. But again, this is episode 9, Josh and Nas Show. Woo! Check it out.